Ancient Indian Commerce by Babasaheb Ambedkar, Part 21. The trade routes from India to the West may be conveniently divided under two heads: 1. The land routes, and 2. The marine routes. It is truly said that individual migration is a habit of civilized man. Ancient folks, because of their strong gregarious instinct or because of the want of security, always moved in bands. This habit of theirs is well depicted in their methods of trade. Compelled to be peddlers, fear of competition was never too strong to break the tradings. Caravan, which moved from place to place with their loaded animals under conditions so unfavorable that easygoing modern men, with all their keen business instinct in him, will rather quit worshipping the mammon rather than undergo the difficulties ill compensated by gain. Speaking of the caravan, Mr. Harbour says, the very course of the caravan was not a matter of free choice, but of established custom. In the vast steppes of sandy desert which they had to traverse, nature had sparingly allotted to the traveller a few scattered places of rest, where, under the shade of palm trees and beside the cool fountains at their feet, the merchant and the beast of burden might enjoy the refreshment rendered necessary by so much suffering. Such places of repose became center parts of commerce, and not infrequently the sites of temples and sanctuaries under the protection of which the merchants prosecuted his trade, and to which the pilgrim resorted. Being subject to these conditions, the caravan route was never a straight one, it was always zigzag, and when we look at maps of ancient trade, we are struck with the network of small roads meeting and crossing each other at various points. However, we may decipher the two main trade routes from India to the Mediterranean. The northernmost followed the river Oxus and encircling the northern basin of the Caspian Sea converged on the Black Sea and thence to Constantinople. The middle one rather followed a straight path with many bifurcations which meet at Market. It starts on along the southern basin of the Caspian Sea through Tabriz, Erzurum, Trebizond, and through the Black Sea to Constantinople. There were the two main land routes between India and the West. There were also two marine routes through one of them was only halfway marine. Of these, one was the Red Sea route. Ships from Indian ports crossed the Indian Ocean either to the southern Africa or sailed upwards and touched at the ports of southern Arabia and Aden, and through the Saint of Bahal Mande, the Gate of Tears, plowed the waters of the Red Sea, touching at Jeddah on the Arabian coast and Bernice on the Egyptian coast. From Bernice, goods were taken by caravan to Thebes and Kos, where they were gained through the Nile to Alexandria and thenceforth to Europe. The other marine route lay through the Persian Gulf. Ships sailed from Barauch and kept bugging close to the land and touched at Market and at Urzum through the Gulf of Oman to Basora. From Basora, at the mouth of the Persian Gulf, the goods were taken by caravan along the shores of the Euphrates and Tigris through Babylonia to Antioch on the Mediterranean. These two marine trade routes continued up to the present day, but the story of the land routes is entirely different. They were closed and were closed forever, and the history of their foreclosure is perhaps the only event in Asiatic continent that profoundly affected the history of Europe. The end.